Want to find out more about how your peers have benefited from SD-Wan? Listen as these vCom customers discuss how they simplified a complex network environment and made it more accessible to individual business units in a way that was flexible and cost-effective.
We had a number of objectives. One was flexibility, to get some flexibility and nimbleness in our network, right? So something that would allow us to move quickly and adjust capacities as needed, and even right-size deployments. So something that would better meet our needs than our traditional model of kind of always MPLS and 2 routers and a backup internet. You know, we kind of had gotten into a model of, well, location has to have this. Well, that's a lot of overhead and not really very flexible and a long time to deploy if it's 2 people or even 1 person.
What was challenging also about selecting the right partner to help you manage the rollout?
So there was a good bit of fear. Would somebody be able to kind of step in and help manage the complexity with us? Because every customer kind of has nuances. But I will say, I couldn't have been happier with how the implementation has gone so far, for a couple of reasons. Is consistent project manager. And I know that that came up in some of the earlier conversations about how great it was to have consistency with the team at vCom. The players aren't changing on us constantly, and especially over the course of this year that we've been implementing SD-WAN, it's been really great.
What were some gotchas that you learned along the way?
We took the time to draw, I call them Caveman Diagrams, draw pictures ahead of time. What is it you imagine this is going to look like? Because it helped communicate both with the business community as well as with engineers on both sides, my team and Mike and Nick at vCom. Pictures are worth 1,000 words for sure. My great hope is that all of that work in documentation and diagramming pays off long-term operational as well.
As people are considering a technology like SD-WAN, what would you say are some of the takeaways or considerations or advice that you'd give?
That pre-planning nature is key, and that doesn't have to mean months. Some of it, depending on what the state of your current environment and the documentation you might have now, maybe it might take some time, but focused time on making sure you get that information right. As Clay mentioned, talking about what was our old standard, and is this the opportunity to just maintain that standard, or can we make some alternate design choices based on that flexibility? Being aware of the partner service integrations that might be available, and taking the opportunity to look at site by site. Do we have to maintain MPLS? Maybe long term we won't, but do we have opportunities to right size some of these technologies?
Clay had talked about some of the offices are as small as 2 people, sometimes 5 people. We were putting in $15,000 or $20,000 worth of capital equipment in those offices. It just is an incredible burden, and then paying maintenance on top of it. So now we kind of put something in the size of a cable modem that's on a rental basis, appropriately scaled to the bandwidth. So almost right out of the gate, there are savings there.